My name's Sophia. That particular piece of work over there in the Balkans, it was made for an exploration unit. So essentially it's supposed to create a film around your own personal experiences or your family history or your identity. I went to the more family history side just because we have such a strange story and the reason why we've ended up in England. So over there in the Balkans is about how my parents migrated to the UK and brought us up, me and my brother, while there was a war going on there, and not knowing whether their family or actually our family was affected by it. And that led to a split in identity and a lot of, we were brought up in a very Serbian household, but then we were very, very Western as well, so often there's a struggle of where are you actually from? It doesn't help that the countries Serbia and Croatia that we are from don't get along. So when you're in Serbia, you can't really give away too much about being Croatian and vice versa, which is, you rarely get any trouble because nobody's a bad person, but you have to just be careful. And yeah, it's made completely of archive footage. I was lucky that my parents filmed everything when we were younger on those tapes and kept them in good condition, so I managed to digitalise them and made the entire film out of these tapes.
I sjećam se, ja sam pozvala telefonom svoje roditelje i moj otac ima onako skoro da se zaplakao i rekao je, slušaj, ja sam jako srećan što ti sada nisi ovde. I baš sam srećan što ste otišli.
To je bila 91. godina i u to vreme je počelo da bude prilično neprijatno tamo.
Mi smo se upravo venčali, tata je otišao u Nemačku i vidjelo se da se to kuva i sprema, ali prosto ne možeš da veruješ, živiš u Evropi i iznenada se sprema rat i nije ti jasno, a ti si mlad i upravo počinješ svoj pravi neki život. Dve stvari kojih sam se uvek najviše bojala u životu su bile ratovi i zemljotresi. I samo se sećam, jedne noći sedim, ne mogu da spavam i razmišljam šta da radim.
I mama je došla kod mene.
Stigli smo kući iz Nemačke negde oko 1-2 ujutru i došao je sused da nam kaže da je dolazila vojna policija da vodi u rat, na front, sud.
Iznenada Srbija kreće u rat sa Hrvatskom, ja živim u Srbiji i to je meni sve bilo potpuno suludo i zato sam, kao što sam pre rekao, i morao da odem, jer jednostavno nisam mogao da idem da pucam na svog prijatelja ili rođaka.
I onda smo rešili da odemo. Ja sam mislila da ćemo otići na nedelju, 2. Pa to je toliko suludo da ne može da traje duže od toga.
Mama je dogovorila se, bila sa prijateljem, čovekom koji je bio direktor kompanije. On je ponudio da nas primi. Kod njih smo proveli nekoliko meseci, 5-6 meseci dok sam ja dobio tu radnu dozvolu i onda smo se preselili i tu je negde počeo otprilike, da kažem, normalan život. Nemaš decu, onda i ne znaš kako će se to, šta će to da bude. Dobiješ neku novu sreću i neku novu radost i od njih gledaš kako rastu i mislim, posebno je osjećanje.
It was just a lovely place to be and it was very idealistic. I didn't think about why we were there or anything behind just being there. Now it's still like that, but I think the baggage behind it all is more, I understand more now.
Bilo je nezgodno. Jedino u doba kad je NATO decided to bomb Belgrade. And that was in 1999, I think, and that was when you were born. I oni su krenuli da bombarduju Beograd, a tamo su živeli baba i deda, moji roditelji, živeli su mamini roditelji, mislim, i to je bilo prilično jezivo.
In a romantic way, I would like to have grown up there. I'm not sure if it's how much it's done to the place itself or just the feeling of wanting to be back somewhere where you've left part of your identity and especially growing up.
Na kraju krajeva sve što se desilo je vrlo pozitivno. Za nas. Na kraju kad je to sve prestalo bilo je veliko olakšanje. I onda je počelo leto, opet lepo, toplo leto.
It's not that I don't feel like I fit in anywhere really, but I do feel much more at home in a weird, in an almost unconscious way when I'm back there. But I think that's mainly because you can hear the language all around you.
Osjećam se ovde kod kuće, što bi rekao, osjećam se sad svugde kod kuće, imam bar 3 kuće sada.
Na kraju krajeva živim tamo gdje mi je trenutno, gdje se više, da osjećam da pripadam na neki način, posle svih ovih godina. A opet pripadam tamo da, i čak i ako više nema Jugoslavije, pripadam na raznim mestima na tom Balkanu. Tako da,
I think if the art school had a relationship with the art gallery, it would actually give all the art students a bit more publicity in a sense. Because we do get, there's a lot of work in the art school when you look at it, but like the people outside and the public to actually see it, they don't come into the art school and have a look, so if it was in the gallery, I think it would open up more opportunities for students. Maybe people would come in, notice things, want to work with them. I think it just would give more opportunities for collaboration with like industry professionals.
What does it mean to you having your film shown at the Manchester Art Gallery?
It means quite a lot actually, just because it doesn't get shown anywhere else. I can submit it to a lot of film festivals, but you have to pay quite a lot to submit, and also there's not like a guarantee that it will be shown. I appreciate that it does get shown in university, but normally it's just like one viewing for the class and it's all that cool. But then it like just gets locked away and you're like, actually that was a piece of work I really like, but I can't display it like you can a painting. So yeah, it's actually quite nice to have it somewhere in the public realm.
My name is Ben Cooper and I study three-dimensional design.
What's your main inspiration with your work?
I think really just having a functional object, as in throwing on the wheel. Everything at a certain point becomes functional because of the circular motion of the way we use it. So the influence behind this was just traditional Japanese design. Quite interested in clean finishing, and as you can see in some of the pots, they're quite nicely finished. It's a set of sake, which is a fermented rice wine. So I just made a set of jugs throwing off the hump. So throw 3 cups and then a jug, and then repeat over and over again. So it's become quite a therapeutic process. I think gaining from galleries, you probably end up with maybe connections in the market, so you end up with people that you could possibly collaborate with, do commissions. I think it just opens up more opportunities for you.
One of them nearly went off holding there. I was so scared.
Shown in the gallery means that there is more opportunity for people to look at your work. I mean, even in the uni, when they have exhibitions, for example, next year if I apply for Vertical Gallery or something like that, it means more people get to see your work, which means you get more influence, more opinions, which means you get better work.
She looks like she's just asleep and waiting for Prince Charming.
Beautiful story, something like a fairy tale, very captivating. Oh, I didn't know it was her I was kissing when I learned first date.
R.I.P. whoever you may be. Girls usually drown themselves after kissing.
After a few first aid courses, it is nice to know who I was kissing.
Condemned or blessed to remain forever young.
Yowza, I've totally given her C.P.R.
Some version of perfection. Some version of perfection.
Wow, I have kissed. That.
I have smelled demons a few times. No.
Beautiful, I am half tears in my mouth.
I've kissed the beautiful lady many times.
If I had to go on the most kissed woman in the world, I would give her an Eskimo kiss, but I do not know where that mouse has been and prefer to get to know her first.
I have kissed Betterman. I have kissed Betterman. I have kissed Betterman.
Would there be a market for a young European on this visit?
The most kissed face in the world.
She was amused in death, and
bizarrely
an erotic ideal. An erotic ideal.